This is Thursday, the 14th of May 2020. This is a video to commemorate what would have been the 13th birthday of WORTHADD. He would have been 13 today. Unfortunately, he's not alive to celebrate his birthday. Fortunately, he passed away on the 5th of April this year, due to a ruptured aorta in France. So unfortunately he didn't live to celebrate his birthday today. So it was a very difficult day for me today, because of the day that was in it. I was very fond of WORTHADD. He's a very special horse. I knew him a year and 8 months when he was in the stud. When I was in the stud, I only came there 2017. I might have mentioned I did a tribute video for WORTHADD on the 12th of April, just a week after he passed away. And I made a mistake on the amount of years that he had stood at the stud. I said 5 years. He actually stood at the stud for 7 years, between 2011 and 2018. Because he came to the stud when he was 4, which would have been 2011, because he was born 2007. He was born in 2007. And he came to the stud 2011 when he was about 4 years old, and he left 2018, which would have made 7 years as 7 years him standing as a stallion in the Irish National Stud. He left October 2018 to move over to France, and so apparently, according to reports, he was in for a very bright future in France, as a stallion, for his future years as a stallion. He was in for a very bright future. He had very high potential, and he was and his offspring were doing very well apparently on the tracks. So he was in for a very bright future, and so it was very unfortunate that it had happened, and I was devastated, as you can imagine, when it happened. Still am, and I still haven't gone over it, and I don't think I'll ever will get over it. I don't think I'll ever recover from the loss of WORTHADD. He was a very special horse. He meant everything to me. He was my life. The worst thing about it is the fact is that I knew WORTHADD personally. I read a lot of stories of horses passing away, like other famous race horses, like, you know, from over the years, you know, horses that I haven't met, that I don't know personally, like, you know, from other studs, or, you know, from a horse that haven't even made it to stud yet, who had to be put down due to injuries and stuff like that. But when it comes to horses that you know, it's a different story altogether. And WORTHADD is probably the first horse that I know personally that's passed away. He's the first horse that I know, that I've known, that passed away. And when it's the first horse that you know, when it's the first horse that passes away that you know personally, it's very, very hard. And it was a very big hit. It really hit me very, very hard, and it was a very, very, very tough blow for me. And it was probably even worse than the coronavirus. The coronavirus was very bad. You know, it was very bad, and you know, especially terrible loss for me. I mean, I had to go to the stud and stuff like that. I had to go anywhere, but I think the worst of it all was losing WORTHADD. I think that's probably the toughest blow I've had the last few months, losing WORTHADD. I don't think I could ever recover from that. He's the very first horse that I know personally that's passed away. That's the worst of it. The worst of it is that you know that I knew him. I knew him in person, like I knew him in the flesh. I knew him. I knew him. I knew him a year and 8 months. I knew him in 2017. I came to start 2017, and I knew him from right from 2017 right up to the 8th of October. My last footage of him was the 6th of October 2018, but my last interaction with him was on the 8th of October. Unfortunately, I didn't have it on camera. Be trouble with our camera. We were away from practically the whole month of October 2018, so it was very, very tough blow. We came back and he was gone, so I didn't get my goodbye. So it was a very, very tough blow losing WORTHADD. So I knew months in advance before he was leaving that there was a chance he was going to go. I said all this already on the video that I made, the video I made about the other video I made, breaking the news about his passing. But he was my best friend. I love him to pieces, so he's gone too soon. Gone too soon. It wasn't this time. He's only 13. He would have been only 13. Gone too soon. That's all I can say. He's gone too soon. It wasn't his time. It's just so unfair, it's just so unfair. When I read the news, I just literally broke down and screamed. I went down on my knees and I screamed my heart. I literally screamed. Went down on my knees and I screamed and I screamed and I screamed. I haven't screamed so much as I did that day when I read the news. I read it on the Irish National Twitter page. The Irish National Twitter. It said, we are very saddened by the passing of the stallion WORTHADD, and I read that, I just screamed and I went down on my knees and I screamed and I screamed and I screamed and I screamed, and Liam had no idea what was going on, but I think he knew by the sound of my screaming, by the sounds of my reaction. He'd kind of guessed that there was something wrong. I think he kind of guessed there was something wrong. Something bad something bad had happened. But when I mentioned WORTHADD, I don't know whether it's affected him as much as me. I don't think he feels as much as it does me. And I don't understand why, because Liam knew him, WORTHADD, as much as I did, because Liam knew him at the same length as me. Like Liam was understood when WORTHADD was there, and he was very fond of WORTHADD. Fortunately, he didn't feel anything when I told him that it was WORTHADD. For some reason, he didn't react or anything like that. Or he says he was upset, but I couldn't see any emotion or nothing, unless men show their grief in a different way. I don't know, but I didn't see any sign of reaction or any sign of any emotion or anything like that, or I didn't see any sign that he was affected in any way of his loss, of his passing. I don't know. It probably did, but he probably did feel it. But to me, I didn't see anything. But probably men feel grief in a different way. I suppose they do. I don't know, but but I was quite surprised that it didn't hit him a lot more, because Liam knew him at the same length of time as I did, because he was because he filmed, because he because he spent the same, because he came to the stud every day with me, every day with me, and he's filming WORTHADD and talking to WORTHADD as well with me, and he was spending time with WORTHADD every day. We went into the stud, he spent time with WORTHADD, and he knew WORTHADD. It's just as much as me, like the same length. He knew WORTHADD the same length as me, a year and 8 months. So, he was very fond of WORTHADD, and I was quite surprised at the fact that he didn't, I thought he would have showed a bit more, but I don't know, unless he meant feel grief in a different way, show grief in a different way, I don't know, but I'm not coping at all. I didn't cope very well today on his birthday. It was a very difficult day for me today. And I had a feeling it would be very difficult. I had a feeling that it's going to be like this today. I knew I was going to be upset today. And I could feel I had a feeling it's going to be upset today. I knew I was going to be upset today. I feel I was going to be upset today because because it was one of the birthdays, anniversaries. They're going to be very difficult days for me. His anniversary next year is the 5th of April. And it's the same day as Hurricane and Hardy's birthday. Hurricane flies and Hardy Eustace's birthday falls on the same day as WORTHADD's anniversary. So it's could be very. It's kind of easy to remember, because it falls on the same day as their birthday. His anniversary falls on the same day as their birthday, so it's an easy day to remember. So it's kind of a, 2 birthdays that puts an anniversary in one day, but so it's kind of a sad and happy day, kind of mixture of emotions. Well, I do miss him. I really do miss him. I really do miss WORTHADD, and I hope he got a decent burial, and I hope it was peaceful. I hope he didn't suffer. It hasn't really sunk in yet. I still can't believe he's gone. I don't think I can ever accept the fact he's gone. I'm watching videos of him this morning, of the 17th of February, this morning, Vincent Spirit's birthday, 17th of February 2018, the year that WORTHADD was still at the stud. And I was watching him yesterday, the 14th of February, and he's doing that and nodding. He's nodding his head quite a lot. Doing a fair bit of nodding. He wasn't wearing a bridle, and doing a lot of nodding. He said the stables. He was focusing a lot on the stallions. 2018, it's a national and decoration night. They're only just kind of starting their career at the stud in 2018. It was their first year at the stud, and they're focusing a lot on the new stallions, and a lot of the most of the first half of the year 2018, the stallions were mainly in the stables, so they're focusing a lot on the stallions for most of the first half of the year 2018, and then as more focusing on the stallions, less than the mares and foals. Like last year, I focused more on the mares and foals. I was focusing more on the mares and foals last year, and I'm starting to focus more on the mares and foals this year. I'm starting to focus more on the mares and foals this year, and we're only into the beginning of the season in February, March. We're only in the stud for a month, then it closed due to the coronavirus. So we only had a month in the stud so far this year. And we're away from the stud now, just over 2 months now. Just over 2 months out of the stud now. So 2 months and 2 days, exactly 2 months 2 days today. 2 months and 2 days today. It's 2 days today. 2 months and 2 days today. So it's a long time. It's probably the longest we've been away from the stud. So yeah. So I was watching a bit of WORTHADD today. I got slightly emotional. But it feels weird watching him, because if you're watching him on video, it feels as if he's alive. He doesn't feel like he's dead. He feels like as if he's alive, you know, watching him. And he had braids in his hair at the time. He had his hair all done up in braids, and it was the first time I ever seen standing with braids in their hair. And he looked all lovely and dressed up and all styled and everything else. His hair all braided, and he looked all lovely and styled. And National Defence had braids in his hair that as well that year too. So it's only the two of them had braids. So it's just National and himself had braids in their hair. I never seen standing with braids in their hair before. I thought it was lovely. And so yeah, so I probably shouldn't be watching him so soon after but I wanted to see a bit of him today, because it being being the day that's in it, you know, his birthday. So I watched a bit of him this morning. So I watched most of the stuff this morning. I didn't watch any Mr. Ed this morning. I watched mainly the stuff this morning, some classic stuff this morning. So, but probably wasn't a good idea. But I wanted to see a bit of WORTHADD, because I want to, you know, I didn't want to forget that he existed. You know, he was a big part of my life. You know, I can't forget that he existed, because he was a big part of my life. You know, so. You know, I can't forget him, you know, because he was a very big part of my life. He's very special to me. He was my friend, so, you know, so he was sorely missed, I tell you that. He was sorely missed. So this is a special video to commemorate. This is a special video to commemorate. Special video to commemorate. Sorry, my speech is rough. I just probably because I'm all nervous and so upset I can't speak properly. Ugh. Sorry if I put this up. Special video to commemorate the birthday of WORTHADD. So, I should be celebrating, not mourning. I should be celebrating his birthday now, not mourning on his birthday. I should be celebrating his big day. Sorry, I'm just so upset. Sorry, WORTHADD, I should be crying. I know you wouldn't want me to see me crying. I know a lot of you wouldn't know WORTHADD. Everyone who knew WORTHADD, I'm sure you're all are quite as just as upset as I am, and sure you all miss him too, and you're all probably all devastated and very saddened by the loss of him, by loss of by and the loss of by his loss and by his and loss of WORTHADD, and shocked by his passing. Uh, it was a big shock to everybody. The news of his passing. Everyone was a big fan of WORTHADD. I'm sure you're all very shocked by his passing. And everyone who followed his career, I was a big fan of WORTHADD. You can look up my YouTube page if anyone's interested. You can look up all footage of WORTHADD on my YouTube page. If you're watching my YouTube 19 Double Trouble, you see all footage of me with WORTHADD and then the Irish National Stud. On the Irish National Stud, on my 19 Double Trouble YouTube page, you see all footage of me at the Irish National Stud with WORTHADD. There's a lot of funny footage, you get great laugh, you get great funny, get a great comedy moments with WORTHADD. He was a very funny horse. He's always nodding his head. He's full of character. He had a real personality. He had real character. He had a really great personality. He was very, very funny, and he was all full of laugh and full of he's just so full of life, and he's just so funny. He really having stitches. So if anyone's interested,